I had a trickle of information to start with, and then it became increasingly a flood. And this information from all over the world, because I've been to about 50 countries researching this and talking now, has shown me very clearly that the forces that appear to be in control of the world and making decisions that direct the future of the world are not the forces that we think they are. They're not the men in dark suits called presidents and prime ministers.
When we say to ourselves, you must go on, the reason is, you see, that we are not living in the eternal now.
The secret is people getting together. The secret is telling the truth. Truth is powerful and it can only be suppressed for so long, and then the truth gets out. And when the truth gets out, a power is created that is greater than the power of the guns and the money that a government possesses. The truth is a very powerful thing, folks, and the truth is getting out to the masses, and that is what is causing the huge changes that we're seeing in the world today. And there really are a lot of changes in the world today. At last, there seems to be some sort of groundswell of at least semi-conscious people who are making a stand in the best way they can. Well, perhaps not the best way they can, but at least in the best way they know how. But the world does seem to be changing to some degree, folks, and the reason that it is because people are waking up to the reality of what government really is. Many of them don't particularly know what to do, but at least they are waking up to the fact that they've been played, and we are seeing a groundswell of, as I said, at least semi-conscious people.
They are the hidden hand, what I call the shadow people, that orchestrate the direction of the world, and what I call the come and go politicians in every country are merely there for a short period of time to administer into legislation the ongoing agenda. So while Croatia may have a left government or a right government and then switch between them, or a center government, it doesn't matter, because the direction continues to be the same. What we've seen now, and I predicted this back in November and earlier last year, we are seeing now in America that Mr. Change, Mr. Genuine Man, who is here to represent the interests of the people, is actually a total fake. And what we're seeing with Barack Obama is the classic example of what I'm talking about. Different masks, same face.
If you want to stay in for the long haul and lead a life that is free from illusions either propagated by you or embraced by you, then I suggest you learn to recognize and avoid the symptoms of the zealot and the person who knows he's right. For the dissenter, the skeptical mentality is at least as important as any armor of principle. Christopher Hitchens. An understanding that this journey that we are on, this whole mission we are on to free mankind from the clutches of this cacostocracy, from this slavery system that we're all subject to. And all the people that are looking for solutions or looking for the way out of this system, looking for the way out of this mess that we're in, all the people that keep demanding someone supply them with an answer, they need to look a little deeper and realize that they are the answer, and that they're not seeing this because they're very often missing that basic understanding, that basic knowledge. And it's due to the failure of people, generally speaking, the failure of mankind in general to step into our spiritual power, that has caused these problems and that allows these problems to persist. And essentially what I mean is you need to readjust your perspective of what you are and what your relationship to this earth is, what your relationship to government, to the people around you is.
I've been writing about for nearly 20 years. It's a technique that I call problem reaction solution, where you create the problem. It could be a war, it could be a credit crunch, whatever. You then tell the people through an unquestioning mainstream media the version of that problem that you want the people to believe, i.e. bin Laden orchestrated 9/11 from a cave in Afghanistan. 19 hijackers that couldn't fly one-engine planes suddenly manifested the ability to fly wide-bodied jets with extraordinary skill. You look at stage 2 of this technique, problem reaction solution, for a reaction from the public of fear, of outrage, and basically do something about this problem. And then those who've covertly created the problem then offer the solution to the problem they have covertly created. And this is changes in legislation and society that lead to the agenda for the centralization of power in the world moving forward ever faster.
That's a type of mentality that's put into people through the education and social system, because when you adopt these perspectives and you really see yourself for what you are and you lose stake in the outcome of your actions, then all fear falls away from you. And in light of what we're facing as a species, there comes a point where you simply have to stand up against the system, and you realize how easy it actually is for you to do so. But of course, in saying this, I'm not suggesting that you suddenly go out and give up your job and become an activist and think that everything's going to work for you. I'm not saying that at all, but it gets to the point where you have to say something. And the question is, why not? Why would you be afraid to speak out? It's only because you have a stake in the outcome, you have a stake in the outcome of your life, and you don't have the confidence really in what you're saying. You know, many people don't speak out because they simply don't have the inner confidence in what they're saying. It isn't that they don't have inner confidence in themselves, it's that they don't have the real confidence in what they're saying. Because if they did, they'd be able to speak it. And that may be a strange way to look at it for some people. I mean, and I know some people just really don't like public speaking. They don't like to put their face out there. They don't like to put their voice out there. But it isn't just public speaking. I mean, you can talk to your friends and all that sort of stuff. But many people are afraid of peer group pressure. They're afraid of what people may think about them. They have a stake in the outcome. Hope that they give you that someone else is going to come along and save you all the time. You know, there's always someone on the border that's going to go in and bat for you. You never have to stand up yourselves. You sit there, don't rock the boat. Someone's coming to save you. A lot of the independent media even does this as well. If we were to simply stand in our own power and refuse to comply with this system, refuse to comply with anything that causes us to step outside our moral compass, as I've said to you so many times, then we would change the world in a day. It's really that simple.